this one. But now the question is that, like, there are the car data, Mazda R, Mazda Denso. So there are lots of cars, the MPG cylinder, etc. Now the question is that I want to load the entire data and print them with the help of loop. So how we can print them? So I can run here the for loop. You can take any value. M in. Now I can print the M. But how? Then firstly, I want to check out the name also. Empty car. Now you can see it is all name of the columns in empty cars. So now I want to print the M. Now you can click on this one. So it will print all the data. But now my question is that how we can do the data manipulation task on this kind of the data, because here the 21 and till to this one. So it is a this kind of the data, MPG data. Second, fourth, so all data is here. We can fetch out with the help of loop easily any data from any file. So it is the inbuilt data in R programming which you can use. Now, so it is just a similar thing. Iterate through a list and return the output, and it is just a data which I have loaded with the help of names. You can check out the name, and it is just a syntax which I am just loading the data, and I can also pass the name. Like I want to print only the name, not this. So you can print only the name. I want to mention the print only name, or you can say that the column name of data. So I can write here for again and something data in names and empty cars. And after that, you can print D. You can select them and press Control Enter. You can see, and you can see all the name of the column. Where the name of the column? Here it is the all the name of the column in the my data sets. So Vijay, Prem, Mohini, and Karen, any problem, any question in like previous class which I have discussed in R programming?
No, I'm good.
Very good.
All good.
Got it. So now,
Master, so can you just like on this one, like, so how we like give those data like the empty cars? I try to execute, but it's not getting those
yeah,
data.
Firstly, you can see with the help of data empty car, but data empty car will not show any data. You can
Oh yeah.
you can take the help of the view. With the help of view, you can see the data.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I go to the like view empty cars. Oh, okay.
V is capital.
Okay, let me try once. Yes, I can able to execute now.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
welcome. So now we have some new things. So what will be the output of the following code? Can you imagine? Anyone want to give the answer? What is the output of the following code? I give the time. You can also write the answer into the chat box. What is the output of the following code? Anybody want to give the answer?
It'll be 369.
3 and
Three
6. Good.
six nine.
Yeah, perfect. So similar in I want to use here. I can ready any program. So it is just a number which I'm talking the one. So so the first time a value is 1 and the second time a value will be increased 1 by 1. So you can see, but it's showing value something like that 369. When the 1 become this one, 1 multiply 3 3 and 2 multiply 6 and the 3 multiply 9. So it is all about these things, and you can also take the help of another variable to assign them. Similar this one. You can also take the help of a multiply 3 and you can directly print them. So it is just a basic thing which we are discussing how we can execute the loop and the iteration in our programming. Now, the next question class, while loop. Use when iteration is required until a condition is met. So the while loop execute until the condition hold true. For example, we have a variable. Variable is a price and we have a value. Now, before that, I have used a data empty car. If I want to use the data empty cars and dt, it gives the name only. And someone want to load with the help of this data. I have already discussed in some previous class. You can directly type this data. So I want to discuss only the empty car now. So it is just a data which I have loaded here. Now the question is that can I see the particular column of this one? Yeah, obviously. You can pass here the dollar and the MPG, the similar. And after that, we can apply some data manipulation task on the particular column. But before that, I want to use the while loop. So when use when iteration. So it is just a simple value. I'm just starting from 12.99 and the price is less than 15. Obviously, the price is less than 16. Now I want to increment the price value one by one. The price value is 12.99. It will increase 13.99, 14.99, something like that. When the condition become false, so the loop will be terminated. So the output is there. You can take also some different example with the help of while loop. Like price, you can mention here 12.99. We can mention the while and the condition. The condition is price less than equal 15. We can mention the price equal price plus 1. We can also print the price. So class, you can see whenever you want to execute 13, 14 and the 15. So now it is the output of the following codes: 13, 14 and the 15. I hope you are getting my points, what I'm saying. I'm just executing the simple loop, the while loop, and to try to execute all the entire code specified the certain conditions. Now, the next statement will cause the for loop to loop back to the condition statement, thereby ignoring the instruction it follow. So, what is the use of the next? I will discuss. Like if we have some value, I want to use the break and next. So, what is the use of the break and the next in our program? So we have again the loop. We can take any variable. So I want to execute this particular loop, but if a equal to 5, then I want to break the loop. Otherwise, it will print break and value of a. Whenever we want to print the value, you can see we have the value. The similar, if I want to print, so we can take the help of cat and we can execute. But again, it will print in the simple line. We can take the help of slash n. Slash n is a new line. So the loop executed only the for time class. The reason is that break, whenever the condition meets true, the break will exit the entire loop. So I want to write here the break basically use exit the loop. Now what is the role of the next in a loop? So next is skip the blow code or repeat it. How? I want to take the similar example, but here I want to use only the continue. But there is no continue. There is an option in actually when we are talking about in Python, so we have a continue option, but in this one we have a next. Some other programming language like C and C++. So we have some different method, but in our programming we have a next concept. You can see we have the entire output of this code 1, 2, 3, but there is no 5. The 5 code will be skipped. Why? Whenever the condition true, the next will go back again to the for loop. So the break used to exit the loop, it will not exit, it will not execute again, but the next is not will just it just try again. Like if I mistake one time, so you can pass the next, try again, something like that. Class, any question related to the break, continue, and the for loop and the while loop in our programming? It is just part of to make whenever you want to create any logics related to the data. So we have to take the help of the for loop and the while loop. Now, so what is a function? So custom functions, writing your custom function. So creating a function, calling a function. So whenever we create a function in R programming, it is just a function and it is just a parameter and it is a name. When if x greater than 110, so it will print return price beyond threshold, else it will print price within threshold. but I want to use here the return concept. The return concept return value to the calling function, and it is just an argument whenever we want to supply the value to the calling function, to the argument parameters. Calling function that define. So I want to check out the check price here. So check. So firstly, I want to give the heading, and the heading is function. Now check price. Inside the check price, I want to pass here the x. So it is a syntax of the function. Now again, I want to check out if, so you can check any condition, but I want to take if x greater than 110. You can pass anything. So I want to return. You can pass any message as per your requirement. The price is high. Otherwise, in the else block, return price is low. So it is just a syntax which I am saying. I am just creating a logic, creating a function, and function is a group of similar code. Inside the function, we can call the condition, we can call the loops concept, we can create them any logics. Now, I want to call the check price. Inside the check price, you can see I'm passing here the 500. Whenever I want to execute, press Ctrl Enter. Now you can see the output is price is high. Why? The reason is that when I supply the 500 into the x will come here, and the 500 obviously greater than 110, and the value printed price is high. If I'm supplying here the 50, the price is low. So it is all about the functions. The function basically group any block of code, and we can reuse them. Similarly, if I'm just passing here the check price again, and suddenly I'm passing here like 600. The first time it will give the output price is low when I pass the 15. But second time when I pass 600, it will give the result high. So it is all about the difference in a check price, something like that. So you can change the output, the given parameters or the value. Class, any question related to the functions? Are you getting my point? You are familiar with coding, and otherwise you are facing any problems, you can discuss with me easily. Now your turn. Okay. So now I want to discuss some new things. So give a function in R that replaces all missing value of a vector x with the sum of element of the vector. So it is a question which you have to solve. Give a function in R, you have to create a function and replace all the missing value of vector x with the sum of element of that vector. And after that, to total them all value inside the vector. So it is a question you have to solve yourself, and if you face any problems, you can discuss with me. Now, I want to use some apply family functions in R programming. If I'm talking about the R, so I have discussed lots of the things. From first class, I discussed what is a variable and the condition little bit part and how we can load the data, and the vector part also, how we can create the data, or how we can find out the sum, maximum, minimum, median, something like that, and how we can load the data, find out some variance, standard deviation, the correlation, matrix part, list part, factor, data frame, column and rows, print particular column, how we can read some external file. Also, I have discussed the condition part, and today I am discussing about the part 3, what is a loop, and inside the loop, how we can load some data, some built-in data, and also variety of the loops I have discussed, the while loop concept, including break and next, and now it is a function. And after that function, I want to discuss the apply family functions. Apply family function. So what is the use of the apply family function in R programming, and what is the main advantage of using the R programming in this one? So Prem and Callan and Mohini, are you getting my points which I am discussing here with R programming?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
We're looking.
Very good. So now I want to discuss what is the advantage of the apply family functions in R programming. Those want to analyze the data. Now, so the apply function is the R function which enable to make quick operation on matrix, vector, or array. So it is a data structure, matrix, vector, and array. So the pattern apply, and the second the margin, the data which you want to apply the function to them, and third option is the function, the margin equal to 1 if you want to apply by row 1, and the margin 2 if you want to apply by the column. So 1 means row and second means is column. The function you want to apply to the element of the variable. So it is all about the apply function concepts. How we can do this? Let's see the example. Apply function example. The apply unable to make quick operation on matrix, vector, or array. So it is a vector 10, 5, 20, 15, 20, something like that. स्वाति, अच्छा मम्मी चाय पिलवा दी. गरम करके लाइयो. So now the vector is there, the matrix is there. So I supply the matrix into the vector. Now 10, 5, 20, 15, 6, and again. So we have the 6 value right now. Firstly, I want to create the matrix. Inside the matrix, I want to supply the stock and number of column n call 1 and by row true. So firstly, I want to print them. Whenever you want to apply, you can see the data is printed. If I want to pass here, so you can see the number of column. So the all data divided into the column. Okay class, you can see. Now the matrix is ready. Now the time to print and to apply the apply function. How we can apply? So I can apply firstly the data. Data is a stock market. And the margin. Margin is similar in this one. One on I want to apply in the column or the row. So firstly I want to pass only the column. Then I want to sum them. Whenever you want to apply, you can see it will total them. 10, 5, 15, 20, 15, 6, 10, 16. If I want to apply, I want to apply here too. You can compare both of them. So it will compare 36 and the 30. It will completely 10, 20, this one. So it is all about the apply function. So apply function quickly perform some data aggregation task, rows or column easily without any need of the loop. Now class. So you can also check out the summary. Stock matrix dot. Okay, no need to pass here the summary. It is just a simple thing. Yeah. So the lapply data. So data which you want to apply the function to, the function you want to apply the element to the variable. Obviously, how? The lapply function example, the traversing over a set of data and calling a function to each item. So inside this one, we have a function, inline function. We can say that. And the function, whenever I pass a value to the function, so it will just power them, x power 2. And after that, it will return the value. So the data which you want to apply the function to, the function you want to apply the element of the variable. So I want to apply again lapply. Apply on the list. The question is that how we can apply on the list. Now lapply. So again, I want to pass here lapply 1:3 comma function the function name in. I want to pass here the value x. And after that, I want to cap them. So whenever I want to call the data or like any dt, so it is just a concept. So lapply functions. So I have created a, firstly I want to create the simple vector red, green, blue, and it is just a color. I have passes here, and I want to apply the to lower. So to lower is a built-in function of our programming. It will print all value in this one. But now it is a simple thing, and but I want to apply the function, those value I want to supply. So we can supply the vector mm, like code. I can supply here 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is a value. Now I want to supply the value here. You can see the output. It will be power all the value. Now if you want to see all the value, not the on this manner, obviously, so you can print all the value. You can also store the data and try to print the data, something like that. But now the value print successfully. You can see without any loop, we apply the concept of lapply, and after that we can apply some built-in functions like tool over. We can also apply some uh, on custom functions in the R programming. Any question, any doubt, class? So it is just a single thing. I'm talking about the apply functions. So it is just a apply function. The apply function we can apply by row and column, but in the lapply, apply on the list. I have created the vector. I can create the list also. What is the thing if I apply here the vector? So the thing is same. 25, 5 multiply 5, that is a 20. So it is just a lapply and it is a apply function. Now the class, I want to discuss sapply. So what is the use of sapply? So sapply does the same job as lapply. It is the same job. The output sapply is vector. So the lapply work on a list, but the output of sapply is vector. But the job is similar. The sapply function example, the traversing over a set of data and calling a function for each item. Sapply, we can again create the same thing. We can pass any value and the function will return all the operations on the data. So it is all about how we can create all these things. Now, how we can do this? Go back to the coding. The similar thing I want to apply. Sapply give result into vector. Now similar thing I have passed here sapply. If I want to execute the entire code again, you can see it give the output in the vector, but the list give the output into the lapply. You can say give the output into the list. So it is the difference between lapply. Lapply give the output into the list. You can say that, or it will give the output into the vector, and it can be applied on the different kind of the data. It is a simple thing. Similar in Python, we have some map, reduce, filter concept, and to avoid the use of the looping concept, because the looping concept it time consuming process. So in that situation we can apply the again I'm saying that I apply means we can apply some apply family functions. Okay, so it is all about the apply code basically. We have discussed the lapply, sapply functions. So now I want to discuss some next things. Find out the class of the output of sapply. It is your questions, your turn. How you can find out the class? So we have a class uh, method or functions which you can easily find out. In starting, I have discussed how we can fetch out the and to type of the particular variable with the help of type of and the class. Now date operation. I want to perform some date operation. Initial date in R11 1970. How we can apply them? So it is creating a class. Use class to set data type object. So assigning the date type class to the variable purchase on like 365 and the class purchases date whenever we pass the value 365. So you can check the purchase on. It is just a simple variable. When I pass the value -1, you can see the date and it is just a simple thing which I am just applying the purchase date. It just look like the date. And when I particular passing a value -1 and again I'm passing the date. So how we can apply this particular thing like purchase on something like that. Date functions. Now the date functions I want to apply here some date function like purchase date or you can something pass 365. If you want to find out, it is just a comment. There is a no agenda to pass here. Now I want to check out the class with the help of class purchase. So when I want to print them, you can see the data type react as a numeric. I want to supply here date. Now there is a no difference, but again I want to use purchase. Now the thing is changed. So by default it will start from the 1170. So I change the purchase format into the date. You can easily apply any data types here. Similar in another, when I pass the minus 1. So 365 get added into the initial date like 1/1/1970. So whenever I pass any days, so it will be added the initial date like 1970. So I want to pass the minus 1. Initial date is 1/1/1970. You can also pass here the minus 1. Whenever we pass the value minus 1, you can see we have the values. If I am just passing the only the 1, you can see the date is 02. So we can perform some date manipulation tasks in R programming easily with the help of this concept. So we have applied lots of the function in R programming. So now I want to discuss some new things. So it is all about the date or creating data type objects. Now, creating data type object with as.date. So what is the use of as.date, as.integer? So like we have a concept as.date. Now I'm passing the value 365 and origin of the date where they started 2015, 313. So you can pass any. So it is just a origin where you want to start the date. And after that I want to apply the 360. Now see the result. The origin of date is 2015, but now the date become 2016. It will not take the initial date like 1970. So origin, so as.date function we can use. Use for to set on initial date. So how we can do this? So you can pass any data as dot date inside the add dot date. We can pass any data, something like that, and 365 and s dot date. So inside this s dot date again I can pass the initial date is 2000. You can pass in a reverse manner 2020 and 1 and 5. So similar what I'm saying, as date the initial date you can pass origin equal to as dot date. You can pass here and after that you can pass the data. Now you can see the year become 2021. So it is my origin date. It is not taking the default date in R programming. And similar if you want to apply some limited. So I want to apply only the 5. So it will be added from initial date 5 become 10. So class, it is all about the data manipulation techniques. Any questions which you want to discuss with me related to the loop? So today I'm discussing about the loop functions and some apply functions in our programming, and also some date manipulation things. I hope you are getting my points. In some net class, I will discuss some advanced things related to some new skills, which is very important to become the data scientist. No questions? Okay. Now, date formatting. Obviously, we can also perform some date formatting. 52784 is the format, month, day, year. We can change like B, day, year. How? So it is a date formatting uh, specifier or conversion spaces. Basically, you can say that conversion specifics. Percentile A and capital A, B, capital B, D, capital G. So these are the all the things. So abbreviative weekday, Sunday, Thursday. Abbreviative capital A, full weekday, Sunday, Monday. How we can apply? So I can apply the particulars. Sale date. I want to use the date formatting, use various parameter to extract required value from date variable. So we have a date into the sale date, and I want to apply, and I want to fetch out only the month and year, something like that. So firstly, I want to store a value into the sale date. So sale date. I want to class store the date 2024 and the March and the 24, or you can say that 25. Actually, I'm just go back. What's the date in your city? Actually, in India, it's a 24. It's same 24,
It's 23.
23. Yeah. So now sales date. So now the date is there. But now the question is that with the help of format functions, I want to pass here sales date, percentile, M. So it is a date manipulation concept. Like I have ready a date with the help of as date, and firstly I want to check out. So it is just a date. Now as dot, again I pass here the date. With the help of format, I can give a particular date into the any format. You can see the similar thing if I want to apply here. So I can find out only the M. So it depend on you, like format. Okay, like year is already there, the month and day. It depend on you. Okay, the reason is that firstly, okay, the reason is that the output is same. So I want to remove them. Now you can see the as date printed the date, and after that I can see the desired output of this one. But now the question is that it is the same strategy of the date time. What I am saying. So as dot date, we can pass any date, something like that, and we can give the format. The date will be converted into the format. So it is the format as dot date in which format you want to display. Similar in the date we have something like that. So you can see the month is same. Okay, I want to give the thing again. It is a date and it is a format month. You can supply the month here, you can supply the year here, and the day, month, year, and the year should be capital. Now you can see. So the year in a first position and day in a second. And if you want to print the day into some different format, so it depends on you. So the B is not available. You can check the B in a capital. So the day and the B and the Y. So the if I'm talking about the B, the date should be like July 2016. But I'm passing again the wrong thing. So I want to change the value again. So it is just a thing, just a normal date, and it is a month, and you can pass here simple July, something like that, JUL, July. So it will identify only the three as per the universal, like day and the capital B. Okay, the things are correct. compare the dates. There is no need to pass again and again. So I can pass here compare.date. If you want to fetch out the difference from any data, similar in empty car, if we have data in empty cars, so it otherwise it will hold the data and to minus one data set to another. So in a rough idea, we have a sales date dt, and I'm passing here 2020 and 5 and 1. Again dt 2022 and minus 6. So we have a two dates right now, and I want to print here the simple one, and I want to check out also the sale date is greater than purchase date. So what is the output of this one? So it give the result false. The reason is that sale date it is not greater than this one. Otherwise, if I want to check out the less than, you can see the result is true. So it is all about the date configuration technique. Now, if we import data only 2 digit for the year, we want to load only a 2 digit data. Find that R assume year 69 to 99. So obviously it is just a year, and I want to fetch out only the two last digit of the particular year, like 00 to 68. How we can do this? So did you know having dates in proper format allowing R to know that they are dates, and as such know that calculation it should not be performed on that day. So in these things I have discussed lots of the things. Any more example related to this one? So we have some different example, so I can use here. It is beneficial for you. So obviously I have discussed some that kind of the concept. You can pass and you can convert into the 2022, and but you have to specify the space. And if you want to fetch out the system date, so we have some system date function. So it will find out the current date of my system. So these are the built-in function of the R programming, which you can find out the dates. So class, again I want to give the all brief introduction which I have discussed in my R programming class. So in first day I will discuss I have discussed the employee code and the variables, and also I have discussed the conditions, and how we can view some existing data, built-in data in R programming, and it is a vector, and also some statistical functions. It is a statistical functions. So after that I have also find out the built-in data set like women and apply some mean, median, standard deviation, correlation between the data. And also I have covered the matrix format. What is the use of the matrix? And it is a data structure which I have covered, and the list part, and after the factor I have covered here the data frame. Now add the column and the rows, and to create and ready the frames, and how we can read some external file into my existing computers, and conditions part, looping concept part. And today I have discussed some conditions with while loop, break, and functions also I have discussed. Some apply functions I have discussed here in R programming. Now the date and time function. Now the class is your turn. If you want to ask me something, so you can ask.